This is some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Christy, do you see Joshua Davis in the waiting room?
I have quite a few that are popping in that have not renamed themselves.
Okay.
I have a couple iPhones, a couple Galaxies. And Mr. Cataldo's must be on another Zoom.
I'm gonna text him right now.
Do we have a defense attorneys ready on his case?
I do have Mr. Mihana and I have Mr. Haddad are both in my waiting room.
Okay. Here he is.
Let's see which one he wants to do first. Or which one you want to do first, whichever, and then that's who I'll.
I forget which two are up. I got Foy, and who's the other one?
Delbridge.
Either one. I mean, it's not like a lot's happening.
Makes no difference to me either.
No,
He's here. There's Haddad and Nijad Mahana.
I have both of them, and Mr. Haddad in, and then I'll pull the jail in.
Okay.
On Foy.
What was the date that we put the other ones to? In January.
I think it was the 19th. I'm going to double check right now.
Don't mind. Hold on. Yeah, the 19th.
I checked this morning, I think.
I'm not ignoring you, Judge. We've just been doing a lot of this lately.
Fine. Just tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it.
I need to get
Put over
Mr.
for
Foy.
Pcc on January 19th. Still a lot of discovery left to be sent out.
Are these is scheduling or, Deputy, hi, can we have Kevin Foy, please?
Absolutely. Foy?
You're looking old, Mark.
Hello, Bill.
How are you?
Hope you had a good Christmas, buddy.
I had triple bypass surgery. How good can Christmas be?
Are you kidding? I didn't know.
On Thanksgiving.
As young and healthy as you are? All right, let's go.
Hereditary.
I got it.
People versus Kevin Foy, 208757.
William Cataldo appearing on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Judge Fuca. Mark Haddad representing Mr. Foy.
All right, and it's my understanding you guys are looking to adjourn the PCC.
Your Honor, this is a 6 co-defendant homicide case. We have 4 arrested, 2 are outstanding, but there is a tremendous amount of discovery between here and in Knoxville. So we're still waiting on phone dumps and a variety of other form of electronic information to be downloaded and interpreted as well as sent out. So we would ask for a PCC on January 19th to at least be able to moderate or monitor where we are at this point in discovery.
Okay, what time do you guys want that?
I believe the other 2 were set for 1 p.m.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Haddad, that's your understanding as well?
Yes, Your Honor, I've spoken with Mr. Foy. He indicates he desires to hold his examination. However, this will allow us to go forward in a more informed state. So we concur.
Okay, all right, Mr. Foy, you heard everything that both attorneys have put on the record?
Yes, Your Honor, but it's clearly states that it's evidence that I'm innocent and that I wasn't nowhere near the murder and that I was not the shooter. It's plenty of evidence. So I would like a fast and speedy trial because I'm innocent. So I want to presume with everything. Like I got evidence, they got evidence to state that I'm not the shooter and that I wasn't nowhere near the murder scene. So I don't know why I'm here. I feel like I'm here because they want me to give information that I don't have. I got
Okay, Mr. Foy, don't
Yes.
say those things now on the record. It's in your best interest not to say anything. You're not waiving your speedy trial. You're not waiving anything. We're just scheduling things. You're going to have your examination like you want it. We'll have that.
Okay. Well, can I have a bond reduction then, Mr. Mark? Because it's like we have evidence stating that I didn't do this. So can I at least have a bond reduction, sir?
You and I will talk about that, and we'll bring it up next time it comes up. We're not prepared to do that this afternoon.
So
right.
basically, what was this hearing? What hearing was this? What hearing would I have? So the hearing that just to have an understanding, the hearing that we having on the 19th is the prelim, or this the same hearing that we're going to have today?
It will be a continuation of today's hearing.
Okay, so when will I speak with you, Mr. Haddad? Because I haven't spoke with you or even seen you.
You saw me a few days ago, sir. Do I look familiar?
Yes, but that was last
Okay.
week. I was hoping to see you
All right.
and okay, Mr. Haddad.
Okay.
All
So
right.
what about paper?
I do find good cause to waive the 21 days based on the fact that there's so many co-defendants and the discovery is voluminous.
And that discovery doesn't have my name in it, Your Honor, at all.
We don't have it all yet, sir.
All right. Okay. All right. So that should bode well for you then.
That would be January 19 in the afternoon.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. You're welcome. All right, Mr. Foy, you're all set.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Cataldo. Good luck. Happy New Year.
You too.
You too, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Mr. Foy,
Ma'am.
can you let the deputy know that I need a Keenan Delbridge, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Delbeers, deputy. Delbridge?
All right, people versus Keenan Delbridge, 208761.
William Cataldo, appearing on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Nijad Mihana appearing on behalf of Mr. Keenan Delbridge.
Okay,
Gordon, yep.
Consistent, Your Honor, with the other three cases that have been before this court, we're asking for an adjournment, the PCC until January 19th of 2021 at 1 p.m. based on the voluminous discovery, both electronic surveillance as well as phone dumps. People need the opportunity to be able to not only get this information, but download it and to get it to the defense counsel in this case.
okay, Mr. Mahena.
Judge, I have no objection to an adjournment. However, I do have a couple of issues to address.
All right, and that date works for you?
Yes, at 1.
And that'll be a PCC?
Yes, please.
All right, and I will find good cause to waive the 21 days based on the multi-defendant charge as well as the voluminous discovery that's still outstanding. All right, Mr. Mahena, what do you want to say?
Judge, one issue is now I do have a great relationship with Mr. Cataldo, but I don't know why only in Macomb County when I get my discovery, it is heavily redacted. This is a homicide case, Judge. Phone numbers are redacted. The address of where the homicide occurred is redacted. I don't even know what the address is. Search warrants are redacted. Phone numbers that were dumped are redacted. It is like—
Hold on. Mr. Mihana is right. Discovery to defense counsel should absolutely have no redactions. We have a new system that we're trying to put into place, and I believe that this case may have gotten caught up with discovery that ends up with FOIA requests. I will personally make the call this afternoon to be certain that all defense counsel receive unredacted information and discovery in this case. That should not have happened.
I appreciate that. Second of all, Judge, I have 50 pages of written discovery. It's without a doubt that I anticipate that we would get more, but all I have is 50 pages. I did get the electronic discovery today. I am in the process of going through it. But just for the record, Judge, in the 50 pages of discovery that I have read, There is not one mention of my client in those 50 pages. The only place that my client is mentioned is on the information sheet. So if I have no information whatsoever that my client is involved in this particular case, I would ask for a reduction in bond, Judge. His bond right now is $2 million, but I have nothing in the discovery, nothing in the police reports that my client's name is even typed.
All right, Mr. Cataldo?
I would only indicate, Your Honor, that there is sufficient evidence. Obviously, a warrant was issued and approved of by the court if there was no evidence against Mr. Delbridge, and that would not have obviously happened. Again, Mr. Mihana has a limited amount of discovery. Working remotely, our office is weeks behind on stuff, so he may not have the interviews and everything else that were done as part of our investigation. But this is a homicide case, Your Honor. This is a situation where the individuals had residences between here and Knoxville, Tennessee. If the court would wish to make an adjustment to it, I'll leave it to the court's discretion. But this was a specifically targeted drive-by murder of an individual that was part of a rival gang. This is not to be viewed lightly, as Macomb County now seems to be picking up some of these cases. But again, $3 million is the bond that was originally set. If court wishes to adjust it, then we would leave it to the court's discretion.
All right, well, I mean, it does make it a little bit difficult without any information connecting this individual to the crime, or nothing that's been discovered as of yet. Can you elaborate on what it is that you have connecting Mr. Delbridge to the crime?
We have
Is
witnesses.
he a member of the gang, or?
He's a member of the gang. He was in the second vehicle that fired off 4 rounds at the defendant, who was hit by a number of rounds from the first vehicle. This was a drive-by shooting. 3 vehicles, a red, a silver, and a black. Mr. Delbridge was in the second vehicle that fired off 4 rounds. That weapon was actually found at a house in Warren and is currently being sent out for ballistics. But we have witnesses that place him in that second vehicle, either driver or shooter.
Okay. All right, that's sufficient, I think, for me to not amend the bond at this time. I suppose as discovery starts to come out, or maybe even at such time you guys hold the exam, you know, who knows? But as of right now, the nature of the case or the alleged crime warrants a high bond, in addition to at least some evidence out there linking your client to the crime. Okay?
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mr. Cataldo. Happy New Year. Be
You're
safe.
feeling better, Mr. Mihana?
You look good too.
For both of us, it's been a long holiday. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, guys. All right, Mr. Delbridge, you're all set, sir.
All right, thank you.
Are you all set?
Ma'am, are you done with FOI?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Very good.
Is that done? Is that all the jailers, Christy?
No, I still have Wangness, Woodard, and I think I missed one.
You do too? I thought he said one in the middle there somewhere. I can ask him one more time next time we get him in.
I do have Mr. Womack here who is on Woodard.
Okay.
If we want to do Woodard.
Yeah, him and his wife both have cases. I think Maryland has Woodard. And they're zooming in from Florida, isn't that?
Oh, lucky them. So they're probably on the same. Yes. Yes.
Okay, deputy,
Yes, ma'am.
please have Zachary Woodard.
Zachary Woodard, you got it. Woodard. He's coming.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Before you start, I just wanted to say one thing. The attorney that I spoke with first, wanted to make it clear that I was still pleading not guilty.
Okay,
Okay, then we'll have set it for a PCC. Marilyn Womack for the record.
all right, and People versus Zachary Woodard, 202076.
Good afternoon, Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
All right, so today's the date and time scheduled for a probable cause. Councils, what are we doing?
I believe that he wants his exam, so we'll set it for exam.
Okay,
Marilyn, are you asking in person or via Zoom?
Huh?
I'm scheduling, from just my standpoint, I'm scheduling everything via Zoom. At least that's what we're doing at our court.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right, so schedule Zoom exam. And then did they get that date today or do you send it to them?
I can give it today. I'm just looking.
Okay.
I can do January 20th at 1.
I'm good with that.
Okay, January 20th at 1 PM. That's gonna be beyond the 21 days, but I'll indicate that there's good cause, due to this, I'm assuming scheduling availability of the judge.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Is that what you said? And I misunderstood you.
No.
All right, Mr. Woodard, did you get that?
Yes. Can you repeat it one more time, please?
So you'll have your preliminary examination on January 20th at 1 o'clock. So you'll be appearing just like you are today via Zoom, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
You all set?
Mr. Womack, have you spoke with Mr. Ray?
No, I have not, Mr. Stone, because he does not have a phone number listed that I can see, so I was not able to call him. But I'm inclined to ask, there's what, 2 or 3 other co-defendants? I'm inclined to ask for an in-person exam to be set sometime in the future. I don't think my client's in custody.
All right, who did we just do? I thought we just did Mr. Womack's client.
No, I'm
That
sorry.
was Mrs. Womack.
Oh, you're here on Jerry Wright?
Yes, Judge.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm all confused. You guys can't do that up here on the same day.
Christie, is Mr. Jerry Wright in the waiting room?
Jerry Wright is in the waiting room.
Okay.
Being married 50 years causes issues, Judge.
Oh my gosh, you have not been married 50 years.
Oh, yes, we have.
What did you guys get married? You're like 10?
When we were 23 in 1971.
Oh my gosh. Neither one of you look old enough to be married that long.
Well, we're in our mid 70s, Judge.
Oh my gosh. Well, you must be doing something right because you both look so good.
Well,
She's sweet.
thank you.
Oh, all right. Let's see. Jerry Wright, 208892.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Doug Womack on behalf of defendant Wright.
All right, Mr. Wright, your phone is on mute. Can you unmute it so that I can make sure you hear, so that I can make sure that you can answer my questions? I think you have to tap on it and look at like the bottom left corner. See if it gives you, there you go. All right, you can't hear us okay?
Yes, yes, I can.
All right. It sounds like your attorney's looking to do, you said multiple defendants on this?
Yes, Mr. Stone, is that correct? There's multiple co-defendants?
Judge, it's a 3 co-defendant case. It's a situation where a traffic stop was conducted. Controlled substances were found in the vehicle. Nobody wanted to take ownership of it. So all 3.
Is there a date already scheduled for an exam?
There is not.
Or is this the first one up?
They're all up today.
Oh, they're all up today?
Yes.
It would be nice to schedule it. I haven't, Mr. Womack, I have not been scheduling in-person exams because we don't know how long that's going to be. I've been scheduling all the exams via Zoom.
Mr. Womack, I can tell you that counsel for one of the co-defendants is seeking to adjourn so we can get a copy of the in-car video. If that's something you're interested in and your client would waive 21 days, I'd suggest that we set it for another PCC.
Well, he's out on bond. I have no problem with that, Mr. Stone.
All right, Mr. Wright, you probably are a little bit confused what's going on. So what we're talking about is adjourning today's the date and time scheduled for a probable cause conference. And that your attorney and the prosecutor are agreeing to adjourn this hearing so that so that your attorney will have access to this videotape that might show the inside of the vehicle. You have a right to have a preliminary examination within 21 days from the date of your arraignment. By requesting this adjournment of this probable cause conference, you won't have the preliminary examination within the 21 days, but you still have your right to have the preliminary examination. It's just going to be scheduled out some point a little bit later to make sure your attorney has all the discovery that he needs. Does that make sense? Does that make, you have to answer?
Yes, yes.
Oh, all right. So we'll adjourn the PCC. What date? I wish we had the other attorneys so that we can make sure that whatever date we pick worked for all of them.
Well,
Did
Judge,
they already set one, Mr. Stone?
No, we have not. But Judge, I think if we schedule it out far enough, it should be good for everyone else.
All right. What date are we looking at?
I am looking into February, maybe February 16th,
Okay. At what time?
1 o'clock.
Sounds okay. I'm going to need a phone number of my client because I was not able to call him.
All right. Mr. Wright, can you give us your phone number, please?
Yes, you can get a hold of me at 586-907-0463.
Okay, I'll call you later.
Okay, thank you. I called your office a few times today too. It was just got the voicemail. Yep.
I'm in St. Pete, Florida right now.
Oh wow. Okay.
What was the last number of your phone number? 046?
046.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you,
All
Jed.
right. Okay. Thank you. See you guys later.
So when is this? I'm sorry, I didn't get the date.
February 16th.
February 16th, 1 o'clock?
Yes. So you'll be calling in just like you did today. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Take care.
Okay, bye.
All right. And then Wagness is our last jailer.
Yes, and I don't see,
We think so. We're not 100% sure, but we think so.
Glenn McCandless is on that now.
Yes.
let's see. Of course, I didn't grab the updated copy of the docket. I have the old one. Okay, and I thought I saw him in here. Yeah, here he is, and I will bring the jail in. Deputy?
Hello, deputy. Can you bring in?
Hello.
Hi, can you bring in Mr. Wingness, Benson Wingness?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Deputy, is that our last jailer?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
We need Wingness. Benson Wingness.
Hey, Glenn, it says you're still connecting to audio. Can you fix that?
I don't know if he can hear you.
It looks like he's talking to somebody else.
Hello.
Yeah, it does. Hi, Mr. Wingness. Just 1 second. We got to make sure your attorney's connected, okay?
Okay.
All right, Glenn? He can't, I don't think he can hear us either, Jeff.
I'll call.
Glenn?
Sorry, Judge. How you doing?
There we go. I'm good. How are you?
Good.
All right, People versus Benson Wingness, 209086.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Judge Leonard wants to be up the defendant. Judge, I think he wants to waive.
Okay. Well, does he, or do you
That's
think?
my understanding. Yeah, he wants to waive, Judge. That's what he tells me.
All right, Mr. Wingness, you understand that you have a right to have a preliminary examination at which time the prosecuting attorney has to prove that a crime was committed and probable cause exists to believe that you committed that crime, and you wish to waive your right to that type of hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And what date are we looking for then, Mr. Stone?
Glenn, do you happen to know who the circuit court judge is?
Marlinga. He's got, and Marlinga.
Marlinga. So, Judge, we're going to be looking at January 13th. That's a Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Okay.
1 second, if you could. I'm sorry. Let's see. 13th, that's fine. January 13th at 9 a.m. Perfect.
Yep. Okay, Mr. Wingness, I will bind this matter over to the circuit court. Your next court hearing will be on January 13th at 9 a.m. and you'll be doing what you're doing today. You'll be calling in via Zoom. Okay.
Judge, he's asking for, he's asking actually for a personal bond to be released to rehab. I know that sometimes they request a screening, through the community corrections. It's, we don't know. Sometimes the beds become available, sometimes they don't. And he's going to be asking the court for some help with substance abuse problem, Judge, and he acknowledged at least wants to deal with it. So I don't know how the court feels about getting him into rehab as soon
I
as.
can put okay to be released to inpatient through community corrections.
So, Judge, what they're doing on these things is they're saying personal bond only to be go to rehab, and then the sheriff can ship them over there. But that's what they're doing on these things nowadays.
Well, I mean, does that mean that he's still?
So he'd have the regular bond for anything else, but to go for when rehab has a bed available, that allows the sheriff to send him over there for personal bond for rehab. So, I'm not.
All right, I'll indicate that defendant waived PE bound over circuit court, okay to be released into inpatient through community corrections, personal bond for that reason only.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, all right.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Judge. Have a great day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, thank you.
Christy, how about you got Matt Walton? He is DeMarco Frierson. It'll be a waiver.
I have Matthew Walton. And I have Mr. Frierson.
At Zoom. Let's talk later. I got to run. Bye.
All right, People versus DeMarco Frierson, 208751.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Matt Walton on behalf of DeMarco Frierson, who I see his name. I don't see his picture. Maybe he's here by phone.
Not yet. It looks like he's trying to connect to audio. Let's see if we can get him connected. He may have to adjust something to connect to audio.
Are you in Clinton Township, can I ask, or are you there in East Point?
Yeah, no, I'm in Clinton Township.
The wonders of technology, isn't it wonderful? Makes
Yeah.
sense, why not?
Yeah, it's a lot easier, obviously, for me.
Sure.
Here. So covering is a little easier. And
Yeah,
what
we
judge?
just got back from,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
sorry. I was gonna say, we just got back from Sarasota. We were visiting some of our grandkids.
Oh, fun. Good for you. Yeah, it's nice. Florida's been, still fun, still pretty fun to visit, obviously.
Yeah, yep. Restaurants are open, everything's good.
Yeah, I mean, you still got to wear the masks. Do you have Mr. Freer's contact information? Could you call him and tell him that we need him to connect to audio?
I will. He just called me a second ago and said, what's going on? I said, we'll be shortly, so I'll call him right now. DeMarco, we're in the room here. You got to connect by audio. Do you know what that means? Yeah. All right.
And what date are we going to be doing this?
January 11, 1:30 p.m., Judge Massaroni.
Okay. Here we go. Mr. Frierson, can you hear me? Oh, you lost him. Mr. Frierson, can you hear me? Mr. Frierson?
Hello?
Mr. Frierson, can you hear me?
No, you're low.
Okay, I mean, you can hear me?
I can't hear nobody. It's low.
Turn your volume up.
I need some headphones or something. This is too low. It's low? Yeah, I can't hear nobody. Give me a minute.
Mr. Frierson? Mr. Frierson? Sounds like he still can't hear us.
There you go. She needs to see your face, though.
Mr. Frierson?
Yes.
You can hear me now, okay?
Yes.
Okay, we called you in case the attorneys had did you guys put your names on the record? I don't remember.
We did, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right. It's my understanding that you're agreeable to waiving your right to have a preliminary examination. Is that true?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right, so you do understand that you have a right to have a preliminary examination, at which time the prosecuting attorney has to prove that a crime was committed and probable cause exists to believe you committed that crime. If you waive your right to have that type of hearing, you won't get an opportunity to have that type of hearing in the future. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, I find the waiver to be freely, knowingly, and voluntarily given. So I'm going to bind this matter over to circuit court. Your next court date is going to be on January 11th at 1:30, and it's going to be very similar to what you did today in terms of calling in to attend court, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, you're all set.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right. How about Gary Sanfield representing Corey Keys?
Let's see, I have Gary. I don't know if it's going to be Mr. Sanfield, but we can check it out. I did see Mr. Keys in here. Oh, yep.
Good afternoon.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, young lady. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. You're much better looking than Carl.
Don't tell Carl you said that.
By the way, how's he doing? Not that good, right?
I'm guessing not. I'm guessing if I'm handling his docket, I'm guessing not. I feel bad.
It's pretty bad because he's a real nice guy.
He is a nice guy. He really is.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, Kathy is a great replacement, so I'm
Oh
excited.
yeah, she is a great replacement.
Yeah, so
Is she going to keep the same people? Is she going to keep that same court administrator and stuff?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How-
All
How's
right,
Tim doing?
good, fine.
Is he got business?
Yeah, he does have business. Yep. So it's
That's good.
doing as well as can be expected under the circumstances, I think.
I was gonna think it'd be slow.
No, not too bad. Not too bad. All right, Corey Keys, 206933.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Gary Sanfield for the defendant. Corey, state your name.
Corey Keys.
Okay, what are we doing here today?
Judge, I've had the opportunity to discuss this matter with my client as well as with Mr. Stone, the assistant prosecuting attorney. And at this time, my client would like to avail himself of the offer whereby he's going to plead to the added count of improper transport of a weapon and to a singular count of drunk driving first offense. Upon the court's acceptance of the plea and the running the appeal period, original charge of carrying a concealed weapon, the drunk driving with a high BAC, and the open intoxicant will all be dismissed. My client understands he has an absolute right to a trial before the court or with a jury, as well as a statutory right to the exam. But he indicates to me he wishes to avail himself of this offer and will plead guilty, as I've indicated.
All right, it's added counts 4 and 5.
Correct.
All right, and the improper transport, what's the penalty on that?
Judge, it's a 90-day misdemeanor and carries a mandatory forfeiture of the weapon.
Okay, all right.
Jeff, excuse me, is there still a mandatory forfeiture even under that?
Yes, there is.
Okay, he wanted me to ask you. There's nothing we can do about that?
There's nothing I can do about it, no.
Mr. Keys, do you understand you're not going to get that weapon back if you take this plea?
Yes.
Okay, is that all right with you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, sir. You understand that by pleading guilty to added counts 4 and 5, added count 4 in particular, I could send you to jail for up to 93 days and/or fine you up to $500 plus assessed court costs plus a term of probation plus Secretary of State will add sanctions to your license. Do you understand the maximum penalty on that?
Yes.
And with added count 5, the improper transport of a firearm, you've just heard the attorneys discuss the fact that you will not be allowed to get the firearms forfeited, so you don't get that back. You understand that?
Correct.
And also, I could send you to jail for up to 90 days and/or fine you up to $500 plus assessed costs, plus there could be a term of probation, plus that could carry with it license sanctions too. Are you aware of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you are aware of the maximum penalties with respect to both of these misdemeanors?
Yes.
All right, and you also need to understand that when you plead guilty to a misdemeanor, you're essentially waiving your right to a trial. You have a right to have a trial by judge or jury. You have a right to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. You have a right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have a right to confront witnesses called against you and the right to have your own witnesses testify on your behalf if you so choose. Do you understand that you're waiving all of your trial rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can get a plea on the record and get a sentencing date for you. On or about October 9, 2020, you were in the city of East Point?
Correct.
And you had consumed alcohol prior to driving a motor vehicle?
Yes.
Do you know what your blood alcohol content was?
I believe they said 1.8 or 7.
For plea purposes, we stipulate to a 0.19.
Okay. All right. And you also were improperly transporting a firearm?
Correct.
Okay. So that was in your vehicle and wasn't properly stored?
Well, I just had picked it up on my way home from work and I set it in a console of the back seat. It was a compartment. Everything was still in the box.
and I had just got it on my way home from work.
Okay. All right, is that improper transport?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm satisfied.
Jeff, does it have to be in the, it has to be in the trunk, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, all right, and Mr. Let's see, Keys. I think I've already said this, but you were in the city of East Point at the time?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Sanfield, are you also satisfied?
I am, Judge.
All right, I will dismiss the other counts. Is he gonna be, he needs to be screened prior to being sentenced, so do you give him both those dates today?
Mr. Messina will reach out to him. I just need to make sure I have a valid address and a phone number. And I can set the sentencing, but he'll set the screening.
All right, is 23161 Cushing Avenue, is that a valid address for you?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's your phone number?
313-826-5175.
All right, and then the sentencing date?
Will be February 23rd at 1 o'clock.
Let me just double check real quickly. February 23rd, that's good.
Okay.
So my client's all set, Judge?
Yes, Mr. Keys, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, yep, you're all set. February, you'll be contacted by the probation department. They'll do a screening prior to your sentencing in February, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Judge, stay safe.
thanks, you too.
All right.
All right, Christy, how about Attorney Warden and Ovion Noggles?
They are both here. This is that other plea, correct? Yep, okay. Yes, and AU.
Mr. Warden, you want to give your client a call, see what's going on with her?
Yes, I can do that.
Attempt R&O is a 1 year, right?
Correct.
Okay. Oh, she's also pleading on count 2?
Yes.
Drunk driving.
All over the internet.
All right, Ms. Noggles, can you hear me?
Yes, sorry about that.
That's okay. People versus Avion Noggles. 205338.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. David Warden, court appointed counsel on behalf of Leon Noggles.
Okay. All right, it's my understanding, ma'am, that you're gonna plead to count 2 as well as added count 4, attempt resisting and obstructed, and added count 5, allowing unlicensed person to drive, and counts 1 and 3 will be dismissed. Is Mr. Warden and Ms. Noggles, that's your understanding as well?
Yes, that's our understanding. She would be tendering no contest pleas to those 3 counts, Your Honor.
Just wrote all over the wrong spot on here. Hang on. I just wrote this all out and then realized that it was on the wrong page, so I gotta write that all out again. All right, ma'am, you understand that by pleading guilty to count 2, operating with an occupant less than 16 years of age while intoxicated, I could send you to jail for, well, it looks like a minimum of 5 days and up to 1 year in jail, and fine you up to $1,000 plus assessed court costs, plus there'll be sanctions on your driver's license. You understand the maximum penalty on that offense? Ms. Noggles, can you hear me? I think we lost her.
I think she froze.
Yep, we lost her.
Hello?
All right, Ms. Noggles?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear
Yes. me? Yes.
All right. You understand that if you plead guilty to count 2, operating while intoxicating with an occupant less than 16 years old, that I could send you to jail for a minimum of 5 days, the maximum of 1 year. I can fine you up to $1,000.
I didn't know.
Okay. I'm telling you what the maximum sentence is on that offense, okay?
Hello?
You freeze again? Ms. Noggles?
Yes.
Are you somewhere in the house with the best reception that you can get? So you don't keep freezing? Is there somewhere else that you get better reception?
Okay. I don't know what's wrong with it.
But Mr. Warden, do you want to call her and we can put her on speakerphone?
Yeah, I think she's there right now.
I can hear it now.
She
I
is,
don't know
but
what's going on with the connection.
I don't want to lose her again. All right. Do you understand that by pleading guilty to count 2, operating while intoxicated with an occupant less than 16 years old, that I could send you to jail for a minimum of 5 days with a maximum of up to 1 year? I could also fine you up to $1,000 plus assess court costs, plus impose a term of probation, plus there'll be sanctions imposed on your driver's license by the Secretary of State. Do you understand the maximum penalty with regard to that charge?
No, I did not know that.
All right, Mr. Warden, did you have an opportunity to talk to her about what the maximum penalties are for these offenses?
Yeah, Judge, I think where she's getting hung up is I think she's thinking that she has to serve 5 days, but it could be over 30 days community service. And I think that's where the hang up is, if I'm not correct.
Okay, yes. Okay, I understand that. We did talk about that.
Okay. All right, so you are, and then the other added 2 counts that you're going to plead to is the resisting and obstructing, an attempt resisting and obstructing a police officer. That carries with it a maximum jail sentence of up to 1 year and or a fine of $1,000 plus court costs, plus a term of probation. You understand the maximum penalty on that?
Yes.
And then the allowing an unlicensed person to drive, I believe, is a 90 or 93-day misdemeanor, as well as a fine of up to $500 plus court costs. You understand the maximum penalty on that misdemeanor?
Yes.
All right. You also should know, I need to make sure that you understand that you have a right to have a trial by judge or jury. You have a right to remain silent and not have that silence used against you. You have a right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have a right to confront witnesses called against you, and you have a right to call your own witnesses on your own behalf should you choose to go to trial. Do you understand that you're waiving those rights
Yes.
when you enter into this plea? On or about, looks like August 19, 2020, were you driving a motor vehicle in East Point?
Your Honor, this is
Judge,
a no contest plea. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a no contest on count 2?
Yeah, both counts.
Oh, and everything?
Yes.
Okay, all right, I don't know what if I have, what I have in here. to get
Judge,
a
if you'd like, I can read from the warrant authorization request.
Mr. Warden, any objection to that?
No objection at all. Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm reading from East Point Police Report number 20-15608, which reads that on August 19th, 2020, in the city of East Point, Officer Welch stopped defendant for civil infraction at Gratiot and Oak in her 2008 Pontiac G6. Officer noted an odor of intoxicants and sobrieties were performed. Defendant also had a suspended Michigan driver's license. Defendant was arrested and transported East Point Police Department. Defendant provided PBT of 0.13, refused data master, search blood warrant was executed. Results are 0.13. Defendant had 4 occupants under the age of 16, one being her daughter, Morgan, who was not in the seatbelt. Officers tried to assist MedStar with the blood draw and had to physically restrain defendant to complete the blood draw. Defendant refused to be processed. Officers had to physically force her into a holding cell after prying her fingers off the door frame.
Okay. Counsel, are you satisfied?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
All right, the court is satisfied. I will dismiss counts 1 and 3. And the probation department will contact her for a screening. Ms. Noggles, what is your phone number?
313-656-9633.
And your address is still 2243 Illinois Street in Detroit?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and her sentencing date?
I'm sorry,
That's okay, sentencing date?
I'm gonna do that same, February 23rd at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
That works great. Thank you. February 23rd, 1 o'clock.
All right, Ms. Noggle, someone from the probation department will be reaching out to you to do a screening prior to your sentencing date, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Good New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
All right, Christy, Attorney Maribel is getting very anxious.
Yeah.
I have her next on
I
Roy
have-
Starks.
Okay, Judge is not gonna have the file on Starks because I pulled that. That's the one I didn't know that we were doing on the record. But he is charged, if you wanted to look, he is charged with the same charges as the co-defendant,
Frierson.
which was Frierson.
Okay.
Judge-
What are we doing with it? Do you
I
know?
don't think I already.
We're going
did.
to adjourn the PCC for discovery, but defense counsel just wants this on the record so this kid can get some exposure and be afraid.
Okay. So do you want to call? Just as soon as they come in, if you could call the case since I don't have it.
Yes, I have. And I think I already scheduled it for a date. I'm just double checking right now.
Yeah, make sure. I'm assuming you want it the same date as Frierson's.
Yes. No, I
Well,
just removed
Frierson
it.
waived, so
He waived.
Oh, Frierson waived?
yeah,
And this guy's not waiving?
correct.
He's setting it for an exam or?
We're going to reschedule
another-
PCC.
Oh, okay.
Do you know if her client's with her?
I don't. I guess we'll find out when you let her in.
Well, no, she's not in here.
You don't see her anymore? Did you have to name her?
Nope, she was, but I wonder, I did lock the meeting. I just unlocked it to see if when she called or texted you or whatever, that she
did mention being locked out.
she should be able to get back in now. And now she's back. I don't see Mr. Starks.
Hello, Yana.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Is your
I'm sorry. I
your
had
client-
stepped out for a moment.
That's okay. Is your client with you or no?
No, he should be on the screen. Him, Mr. Roy Starks. He should be on the screen and a screen.
Do you know what he would be in the waiting room as? I do not have Roy Starks, but I have a bunch of unnamed people in there.
Harrison. Do you have one that's last name is Harrison, Jamel Harrison?
I have a Jamal Bradley.
Let me email them and see what they what.
I have Latanya Hairston.
Let me take someone else while she's doing that.
Yeah.
Do that now. I'm pretty sure that's her.
Hairston?
Yes. That's him. Yeah, that's them.
All right. Can you call the case?
Yes, calling case number 20-8750, Roy Starks.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon to this honorable court. Carla Marable on behalf of Mr. Starks, P number 62755. Mr. Starks, can you state your name for the record, sir?
Roy Chester Starks.
All right. It's my understanding that we're adjourning the probable cause conference.
Yes, Your Honor, because of the pandemic. And also, I did talk to the prosecutor yesterday, and I did receive the discovery, but I didn't receive any, is there any video in this particular case?
I don't believe there is.
You don't believe there is? Okay.
And I'm assuming by adjourning it, we're going to go beyond the 21 days time frame within which to have the preliminary examination.
Yes, because we want a live preliminary exam. Yes, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, I think the second reason we're requesting an adjournment is I believe counsel is going to be filing a deviation in this matter. Although Mr. Starks is qualified for HIDA status pursuant to his age. However, count 6, he's charged with an offense punishable by life in prison. He cannot get HIDA on that. So counsel's going to have to do some serious work on his behalf to convince my office to do something with that count.
Okay. All right, I find good cause to waive the 21 days. We'll adjourn the PCC. What date are we looking at for the new PCC?
She's looking for an in-person exam. If she wouldn't mind, I can go out to March 16th at 1 o'clock.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Are you setting it for a PCC on that date, or are you setting it for an exam on that date?
Would you
Well,
like,
but we can set it for exam because I do plan to get my deviation letter in before January 5th. So we will have a answer back by then. So do you want to set up PCC earlier and then that can be the exam day?
yeah, why don't we do that?
PCC, how about February 9th?
That's fine.
All right.
And then the exam March,
1 o'clock. Yeah, I'm sorry, 1 o'clock.
what was the exam date, Christy?
February 9th at 1.
The exam date in
Oh,
March.
exam date? Do you want me to keep it for the exam date?
Yeah, March 16th.
March 16th.
At 1.
All right, Mr. Stark, you get the dates down?
Yes, she's writing them down right now.
All right, so those will be the next dates that you, for sure, at the February date, you'll be appearing for court again via Zoom, just like you are today, okay?
Okay, which date is it? February 9th. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
all right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Christy, how about Paul Lewisell? He's representing Sarah Wood.
Yeah, I was gonna ask the judge, does she want me to bring, since those are the co-defendants, do you want them all in at the same time? Sarah Wood, we already did the male defendant. I have Magnus with Mr. Rodnick and Wood with Lewisell.
Yeah, I'm assuming, what are they doing, adjourning, or are they setting, getting it for PE?
Yeah, we're adjourning for video, Judge. Mr. Lewisell wants to address bond.
Yeah, you might as well let them all in.
Okay,
Thanks.
not a problem. Well, now I don't see Mr. Lewisell.
We had a Wangness and a Magnus.
Yes. And Jeff, I don't see, he was in there earlier. I don't see him in there now.
All right. How about Michael Patrick? He's representing Trexler and Favor.
Okay, I have Mr. Trexler. I don't see Miss Favor as of yet.
I just talked with her a while back, and she said she was on, so I don't.
All right, Mr. Trexler, we need you to connect to audio. Can you make sure that your device is connecting to audio? There we go. All right, People versus James Trexler, 208335.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. For the record, Michael Kilpatrick on behalf of Mr. Trexler.
All right, let's make sure we have Mr. Trexler. not sure if he can hear us. Mr. Trexler, we just need you to connect to audio. We had you, I think, for a minute, and then we lost you again.
I'm gonna text him as well.
Yeah, I'll give him this too. There we go. All right, good job. All right, Mr. Trexler, you can hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
All right. Did you guys already put your appearances on or no?
I think we did.
Okay. All right, what are we doing with Mr. Trexler?
Your Honor, it's my understanding there's a co-defendant on this matter and that all the parties are going to waive and we're going to waive our right to preliminary examination. I did explain to Mr. Trexler his statutory right to this examination, and I believe he understands what he has given up by waiving these matters.
All right, Mr. Trexler, you understand that you have a right to have a preliminary examination, at which time the prosecuting attorney has to prove that a crime was committed and probable cause exists to believe that you're the one that committed that crime. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
And when you waive your right to have that type of hearing, you won't have it again later on in the future. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, I find the waiver to be freely, knowingly, and voluntarily given, so I will bind this matter over to circuit court. And what's the circuit court arraignment date?
Judge is going to be January 11th, 2021 at 1:30 p.m. with Judge Massaroni.
Okay. All right, so the next time that you'll appear for court, sir, is on January 11th at 1:30, and it'll be very similar to what you did today in terms of calling in, okay?
Okay.
You have any questions?
No, no.
Okay. All right. Mr. Kilpatrick, you have another client, correct?
I do have Ashley Favor.
And we're just waiting for her to get back in. Is that what's happening? Do you want to call her, Mr.?
I will call her, yes.
Okay. All right.
We have quite a few people in here that are not named, so it could.
Do you, I can give you the phone number, 734-796-4093. Is that one that's popping up?
No.
Okay, I will call her.
Somebody's coming in. We're just checking to see who this is.
I'm just kind of, they.
iPhone, can you hear me? Person on the iPhone, can you hear me? Hello? Ma'am? Ma'am? Hi, can you hear me? There we go. Ma'am?
Yeah.
Can you tell me your name, please?
Shantae Harrison.
Shantae Harrison. What are you? Are you here? What case are you here on?
Roy Starks.
Oh, we're already done with that case.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. We adjourned that one. Okay.
Okay, I'm his mom. Okay.
Okay, you're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
This might be her because now that I have a blank screen. Oh.
Hello? Do we have somebody on an iPhone? Ma'am?
Did you find out what kind of phone she was on? By chance, Mr. Kilpatrick?
No, I left a message to her. I don't know if it's an iPhone or not. I've also texted her. I've been in contact with her in the last couple hours about being patient and what our strategy would be. I don't know why she texted me maybe an hour ago saying that she had checked in.
Hello,
All right. Hello, sir. What's your name?
my name is Daniel Whites.
Okay. All right. So do we have Mr. Janadia?
I do have Mr. Janadia,
Okay. Can you bring him in, please?
certainly.
All right. People versus Daniel White's 208374.
Good afternoon, Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Judge. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I think with Mr. White, we're gonna set it for a bench trial.
All right. Can I have a bench trial date, please?
Although I probably need to have a word with him, but that was my plan anyway.
Okay. You haven't had a chance to talk to him yet?
Him or Mr. Jefferson, no.
All right, Mr. Whites, I'm going to go ahead and set this for a bench trial. You can talk to your attorney. If you need to come back in, then you can, okay?
Okay.
All
What's
right.
your phone number, Mr. Whites? I'll call you in a few minutes.
It'd be much easier if you give me yours real quick. I don't know my new number, sir. I'm sorry.
313-445
445
1990. Call me in 15 minutes.
1990, 15 minutes. Thank you very much.
All right, wait, don't leave yet. Let's give you a bench trial date, okay?
And Your Honor, for the record, people would reserve jury.
That's fine.
How about February 3rd at 1?
That's fine.
All right, sir, that would be your next court date. Your attorney will explain to you the strategy behind asking for a bench trial, okay?
Okay.
All right, so that's your next court date. You'll call in just like you did today.
Okay. Thank you.
Call me in 15 minutes, Mr. Whites.
Definitely. Will do. Thank you.
You're welcome. What about Mr. Jefferson? Is he in the room?
Gary, I have Carl Jordan as retained on Mr. Jefferson. Or
You know what? He told me at some point he was going to get his own lawyer, and I thought it was Carl Jordan, but nobody ever released me from the case. I keep still getting notice. So
is Carl Jordan in the waiting room, Christy?
I do not see him or his client.
Well, his client's in MDOC. The court, I think you guys sent a writ, but.
Yeah, I do not see.
You guys want to adjourn that?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we straighten that out. Gary, maybe you are.
Yeah, I'll see if I get another date on it next time.
All right, Joseph Jefferson, 189596.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Judge Gary Chinady on behalf of Mr. Jefferson.
And Mr. Jefferson was not writted from MDOC, or we don't have him, or?
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, because I'm scheduling as I'm.
I do recall Mr. Jefferson at one point saying he was going to hire Carl Jordan. I just don't know that it's ever been done.
Yeah, there is a note here in the ROA. But I don't see anything in the file in terms of an appearance.
Okay.
Yeah, Your Honor, I have had conversations with Mr. Jordan. I believe he was representing this defendant up in circuit. And then he was sentenced to prison. So
Okay, because I had him on bond on.
I believe the last time this was up, we indicated he was in the MDOC and the court would issue a writ.
All right, well, it doesn't really matter if the guy's in prison. I'll make a note in the ROA. And then I don't have an appearance from Mr. Jordan unless he's gonna be court appointed, they're gonna switch him around. I don't know. But I'll indicate defendant in MDOC needs to be writted for next hearing. And I'll indicate no appearance from Carl Jordan that I see. And then we'll adjourn today's date. So what would be the next date?
I have January 26th at 1 o'clock.
That's fine.
Okay. January 26th at 1 p.m. Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Janadia.
Judge, have a good day. Thanks. Bye, everybody.
How's it going, Mr. Kirkpatrick? Any luck?
No, I have not received anything. I just texted her the court's Zoom number as well. I don't know.
All right. Anybody else ready?
Judge, People versus Kaylin Lee. Robbie Lang's been texting, indicated he just filed an appearance this afternoon. His client's in the jail on a different matter, so I don't think that we were aware of that. I believe he's going to ask for an adjournment.
Okay. Is Robbie in?
Yes, she is.
All right. So we can let him in. Mr. Lang,
Hi, how are you?
every time you come in here, you tell me you're retired.
No, I've been back at it for a year and a half now.
Oh, I think you just jumped on because you knew you could do it via Zoom.
I wish.
All right.
We've only been waiting here over 2 hours.
206025.
Yes, Your Honor. Robbie Lang appearing on behalf of defendant Kaylin Lee. I just filed an appearance this morning. I just got retained yesterday afternoon to replace the court-appointed counsel. I also called the court first thing this morning to let them know that my client was in the Macomb County Jail. So I don't know why he would not be appearing.
We did hear, remember we thought we heard another name that the deputy, I think that's what he said.
And
So,
I think we did miss someone.
yeah, I do too. Can you want to try to get the jail back in?
Let me see if I can.
Your Honor, I could tell you that my client's in jail due to a case in Warren, which we just had an arraignment on, I think it was Tuesday. And I know that my client would have no problem in waiving the 14 or 21 day rule, if that's still applicable in this case, to adjourn this probable cause so that I could get discovery.
All right.
Since we did that in Warren just a couple days ago.
All right. We'll adjourn the PCC for attorney to obtain discovery. And I'll indicate good cause to waive 21 days. I will make a note that defendant was in Macomb County Jail, but was not present on Zoom. Okay. What's the next PCC date?
Does January 26th at 1 work for you?
Sure, that's fine. Could I, what does he, is he on bond in this case?
Yeah, he posted $750.
Okay. So
And this-
yes, that's fine then.
Okay. Okay.
That would be in the afternoon again?
Yes, 1 o'clock.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Hey, have a happy new year, Judge.
You too. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks, Robbie.
Still no luck, Mr. Kilpatrick, I presume, huh?
Yes, Your Honor, there's no luck. I don't know if I'm gonna get luck.
What were you doing with her adjourning?
We were gonna hopefully adjourn the PCC.
Did you talk to her about that?
I texted with her. I did talk with her on the phone early on, but I did text with her about adjourning the PCC, and she was okay with that.
All right, well, we can do it. And then if
Sorry.
she's not okay, then here's somebody coming in right now. Do we know who this is?
That's not her phone number. At least the one I have.
What is your name?
What's that?
All right, phone number 292-2828. Can you tell us who you are, please?
Kenneth Tomaszewski.
Okay. What case are you here on?
Let's see, case number 20EA01883.
That's a city case.
15 over speed limit.
All right, so he's on the wrong day, I assume?
He's in the wrong meeting.
Oh, can you give him the right Zoom number?
Yes. It's 958-835-8213.
958-835-12.
8213.
8213. Oh, great. Room number 4. Okay. So hang up and call that?
Yes.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, People versus Ashley Favor, 207367.
Good
Good
afternoon,
afternoon.
Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. For the record, Michael Kilpatrick on behalf of Ashley Favor.
All right, and in the for the record, Ms. Favor did not appear for Zoom, but the attorney has had contact with her and is requesting an adjournment of the PCC. So we'll get a new PCC date. I find good cause to waive the 21 days. I mean, definitely better than a bench warrant.
It's a whole lot better than a bench warrant.
Okay, so what would it be that PCC date?
Will that January 26th at 1 o'clock work for you?
That's a good date.
Okay. All right, so maybe we'll send her a notice too, or the court will, but make sure maybe you can let her know also that our next court date is on that date.
I will, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Happy New Year's, everyone.
You too.
You too.
I know.
All right. Did Louis L pop back in yet?
No.
All right. I've got Kevin Snyder waiting patiently on Joshua Davis.
You know, I think
Good afternoon, Kevin.
Hi, Judge.
How are you?
I am fine. I must say you are much prettier than Carl is.
It's twice today I've received that compliment.
It's not hard. I'm assuming that since he is, retiring, that he's not going to be around over the holiday. But I wanted to give him my best, but that's not going to happen.
I know, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Um,
Anyways, I have not talked to my client at all. They did not give me a phone number. I have no way to get a hold of him. I don't know if anybody has any kind of contact information for him.
Yeah, Kevin, I would have called you, but I didn't. Your name wasn't on the docket. I got a phone number for you. You want to try it?
Well, what do you got?
Area code 313-423-1390.
Well, you could have told me that like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, I didn't know that you didn't have a phone number. I should have known, being formal defense counsel and realizing judicial aid stopped putting the numbers on the order of appointment. I don't know why
yeah,
they did.
do you know why they stopped doing that?
I don't know, but my office is trying to get them to start doing it again.
I mean, wouldn't that be Tomco now? Is that Tom?
No, it's
No,
through the
judicial aid.
Oh, so so Tomco doesn't handle the appointments? I
no,
thought
not yet.
not yet. Well, what
No.
does Tomco do then?
He's just trying to put everything together so we're all educated and doing that kind of stuff. At some point, it's going to all go through his office, all the assignments and everything.
Oh,
And sometimes I do receive the appointments with a phone number on it, and sometimes I don't. But that's true for all the courts, one way or the other. So they need a bigger box for phone number. I mean, it needs to start back from the beginning. But in any event, I'm not going to try to contact him right now. I would just ask for a short adjournment, Judge, just to see if I can get a hold of this kid.
okay. Is this a felony?
It is, Judge.
Yeah, it's just a possession, Your Honor.
So adjourn PCC.
Yes, please.
All right. All right, what's the next PCC date?
Can you do that January 26th at 1 o'clock?
I cannot do the 26th. I can do the week before or the week after.
Can we do the week after, this February 2nd?
At 1 o'clock?
Yes, at 1 o'clock.
Okay, and I'll indicate there goes cause to waive the 21 days.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Kevin.
Good to see you guys. Happy New Year. Hope you had a good Christmas.
Yes, thank you. Take care.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, Bob Zaranek, is he in the waiting room? He's representing Tolbert.
I need to stand up.
I can't do that.
You can't stand up?
Well, I'm in my house, Judge.
Oh, you have jeans on or something? Short sweatpants?
Yeah.
I just have to move around a little bit.
We're almost done.
Yeah, I was gonna take a bathroom break, but I just assume try to get it done if we can.
Don't see his client, Mr. Tolbert.
Yeah, he hasn't had any contact information with him, so I don't think he's gonna show up today.
Do we think Tolbert's gonna be a bench warrant?
Yeah.
Let me just pull this one in just to see if I can get a name on him. Can you hear me?
Revelry. I can chat, I think, with that person. Let's see.
Let's see.
Send him a chat.
Yes,
There we go.
Hello?
Hi, Revelry. Can you tell? Yeah, can you tell us your name, please?
Yes, this is Adina Hush.
And what case are you here on?
It is informal hearing is the box that's checked. It's for, I believe, a speeding ticket. I don't even know if it says.
All right, we need to give you a different Zoom number because you called into the wrong Zoom number. So we're going to give you, you got something to write with?
Oh, no. Okay.
Sure. It's not a big deal. We'll just give you a different number to call into, okay? Do you have something to write with?
Okay, I do. I'm sorry. I was just reading what the back of the paper said for Zoom for phones.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, are you ready?
Uh-huh.
958.
Okay.
835.
Uh-huh.
8213.
Okay.
That's the Zoom ID number that you need to type in when you have to give the Zoom ID, okay?
Okay, so I just leave this. Nothing will happen if I leave this one, correct? And then just go.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So we are doing Tolbert. Then I do not have Tolbert in my.
We just need to bring in who's ever left. We only have a couple. We should only have a couple people left. Mr. Zaranek, you haven't had any contact with your client?
No, Judge, I haven't.
All right, Jerwell Tolbert, 1911237.
Good afternoon, Jeff Stone on behalf of the people.
Bob Zaranek for Mr. Tolbert, Your Honor.